Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who learned how to not wear flannel by watching Cliffhanger. It's Adam Hodgins.
I actually take all my fashion leadings from this movie.
Now, I like to think when you were younger, right? Young Adam.
Adam.
That's the way people referred to you. For some reason, even when you were like 23, people just called you Young Adam because you love that Ewan McGregor movie.
It's like my entourage name.
Yeah, Young Adam. And then I'd be like Spike or I'd be Biff. I don't know, probably something like Mitch. But
Mitch.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be my name. But so you're watching this movie, right? You're probably 10 years old. You're 11 years old. You're in the theater, and there's a scene where after the events of the beginning happen, Sylvester Stallone moves away and he lives in Denver for a year. Anyway, he comes back. He goes back to his former house with his old, I guess, girlfriend, fiance, wife, something like that. He's like, I want you back. But he's wearing this flannel, right? It's too big for him. And Sly Stallone, it doesn't look good in things that are too big on him. He needs them to be form-fitted.
No.
And he is putting his hands in his pockets. He's throwing it around. It's unzipped. You could tell he just wants it off of him, this flannel. He does not like it. Did you pick up on that?
I think the 90s were a baggy clothes time.
Yeah.
I think Stallone did not exist well in that.
Yeah, man. Imagine him like wearing hammer pants.
You know what it reminded me of?
What?
You ever see John Cena wearing a suit?
Yes.
It's that awkward. Where it's like that's not what's supposed to be going on right now.
Yeah, it's like that's a really good point. So he was on Graham Norton and he was super charming, but the suit he was wearing and looked like it wanted to run away. They should have put him.
No, 100%. He always wears like mafia style, like pinstripe, double breasted. Like I don't get it. He's like kind of the biggest thing that you can be if you're a wrestler in 2019. But the suit, I don't know who tells him that's okay to wear. I mean, and I found that
maybe it feels
this
good.
This is the same thing. Just maybe. I don't know. I'm not a suit guy.
Yeah.
So I can't see that like, oh my, just because for comfort I'm going to wear a suit.
I'd like to think that they shot this first, right, before they went into the mountains, and the costume designer was fired that day.
Could be.
They put him in this flannel because he didn't want it on. Sorry, go for it.
No, I was just to say, and it didn't fit because everybody else was wearing like very trendy for the time, like 90s, like climbing gear stuff, like those like 90s stoners, and they're all wearing those like zippers, utility belt wearing, like very tactile kind of climbing outfits, and then Stallone's just wearing fleecy flannel, and it didn't fit with the rest of the groove.
And we never see it again.
No, because it's a plot point is he's got to get a sweater, so he puts on the oldest rat-eaten sweater he can find. Yeah,
and then he goes up and climbs, but we never see the flannel again. Also, I just want to say this podcast is because of my cousin Will DeCook, who sent us a message and said this would be awesome to listen to. So we're doing, and then I mentioned it to you because he said he wanted to hear us talk about it, specifically you and I, and you immediately said yes to it.
Oh, 100%. So we need context for this movie. So this came out in 92.
Yeah.
So Stallone was like never hotter than he was when this came out.
Oh, he was.
So this came out just
super hot.
So this came out just as the Rocky movies were ending, just as like Rambo was ending. So after those two franchises, he could really do no wrong. And so and this is before his like 90s weird movies like Judge Dredd and The Specialist and Demolition Man and Assassins and like all those like kind of gray Stallone movies. There was Cliffhanger. This was the one.
93 actually, 93.
Okay, sorry, 93. And I was sold on it before I just heard Stallone. I'm like, man, I gotta go see that movie. So like, as a 12-year-old boy, this was it. Nothing was going to be cooler than Cliffhanger that year. So I remember going to see it for my birthday in 93. We had to drive to Thunder Bay, an hour and a half away from my home in Nipigon, to go see a theater that was carrying it. So I could bring one friend, and the family went and saw Cliffhanger for my birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And then I bought the Sega Genesis video game when it came out.
There was a Cliffhanger video game?
Oh, there was. And it is, unanimously regarded as the worst video game ever.
I love those quick tie-ins.
Yeah. So I bought it, and I was very. So, were you a Super Nintendo guy or a Genesis guy?
I had a Genesis.
Okay. But either way, choosing a game to buy was a big deal.
Yes. My mom bought me a game one time, and I felt terrible because it cost $60. Because, like, we were pinching pennies and, like, single mom, all that kind of stuff. And I just felt terrible that she bought me a game. They were expensive.
Yeah. And so, this game, you save up money and then you want to make an educated decision. So I was babysitting at that point in time. So this game was awarded the worst movie to game of 1994 by Electronic Gaming Monthly. It said it was truly disgusting piece of software.
Wow.
But what clinched me to buy it, because I remember I was like, is I would only buy multiplayer games so my friends could play. I was like, the more people playing, the better. And so this game had on the back, it said 1 or 2 players. And so I got it, and I rented my friend Jonathan came over, and we were like, we're going to play this game, and it's going to be like Cliffhanger, the game. We were all pumped up about it. We were like, for an hour, we frustratingly tried to play it with 2 players to figure out the 2-player mode. At the end of this, like angering hour, I asked my dad, I'm like, can I please call this 1-800 number on the back of this, or 1-900 number, because it was going to cost money, on the back of this instruction manual to find out how to play 2-player. So he was like, fine, but be quick because it's going to cost money. And I called, and they're like, oh, yes, there was a typo. It's only supposed to be 1-player game. We made a mistake printing that.
Wow.
And so not only did I spend all this money on this game, it was a bad game, and it wasn't even a 2-player game. It was brutal.
Jeez. So we both have sad stories around Cliffhanger.
Oh, yes. Apparently we do.
So if I can recall, I remember I had a birthday, and a friend was supposed to show up to meet me for it, and he never met with me. So then I don't think I watched the movie. And then my brother's birthday was 3 days later, and he had a choice to go see Cliffhanger or to go go-karting with his friends. And so it wasn't my birthday, but I was like, please do Cliffhanger. He's like, I'm going to go go-karting. I was like, why? It lasts like 5 minutes. We can all go see Cliffhanger. It's like 2 hours. It's so much better than go-karting. Go-karting's like 10 minutes. So I never got to see Cliffhanger in the theater. It got taken away from me twice. It was in my fingers, and I didn't get to watch it.
If I would have known you at that, I would have brought you for my birthday when we went and saw it.
Thank you, man. I would have been so happy.
No, it would have been great.
Now, I just want to tell you something. You haven't lived until you've seen John Lithgow hit Sylvester Stallone in the ribs.
The Foley artist in this movie deserves an Oscar.
So much Foley.
It was such a visceral crunch when he punched him in the ribs.
So he's falling 50 feet. He's falling I have so much data on this movie, Adam. It's insane. He's falling all over the place. He's crashing on rocks. But I felt he was the most hurt when Stallone was working them ribs.
Yeah.
Or when Lithgow was working them ribs.
And it was like, it was a throwback to how Rocky worked the ribs on the sides of beef. I think Lithgow watched that footage and was like, I'm going to do that to Rocky now. And then he just worked it was viscerally upsetting.
I'm watching this movie and I'm going, I just saw John Lithgow punch Sylvester Stallone in the ribs. Life doesn't get better.
Now, when watching this movie, so again, this was a movie I saw in theater, and again, it was like Stallone, so I was in. I bought the video game, came on VHS. This is one of the first VHS tapes I bought. I remember for a while my VHS collection was Batman, Predator, and Cliffhanger. Those are the 3.
Wow, those are epic.
Those are the 3, because VHSs were like $26 back in the day.
Crazy expensive.
So you had to be picky, and this was one that made my cut. But watching it this week to prepare, I felt there was something weirdly familiar about it, and I'm convinced that this is one of Peter Jackson's favorite movies, because there's these sweeping shots of the mountains.
Yes.
And then like people walk, and I'm like, there are so many Lord of the Rings visuals in this movie that I swear he took them from this.
I was watching this on Crackle.
Okay.
Before I got the Superbit DVD, because I wanted to hear the commentary. And the commentary is not on the Superbit DVD, by the way. Just want to give everyone a heads up on that. So I'm watching on Crackle, And the opening shots, the helicopter shots that they had of the Italian mountains, because they didn't shoot in America, the shots that they got in the opening scenes of this are second to none as far as 93.
It is beautiful looking. It's stunning.
Stunning. I mean, I was awestruck. There's a scene where the helicopter goes under Stallone and then goes like over, and then it's just, and then I think Michael Rooker was really put in that spot when they find him and the lady that he's climbing with.
Yeah, I could unpack that opening, like the James Bond opening of this movie, for an hour. Just that scenario and what's going on there.
I think they would have been annoyed though, because didn't you catch when Michael Rooker had the flare up in the air, then he put the flare down, and all that the flare gas flew in his face, and he looked all mad, and he lifted it back up. Did you catch that?
I did, and to be fair, Michael Rooker looks angry 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Like in life. Like I'm sure he's a very, very nice dude.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
But he has a angry resting face.
And in this movie, that's all he was angry.
Yeah. Because he's angry at the bad guys, he's angry at the good guys, he's angry at life, he's angry at himself. He has no joy.
I went to a panel at Dragon Con. Megan and I went to go see Michael Rooker, and some guy was like, "Hey, how was it working on Cliffhanger?" And Rooker goes, "It was cold." And then he goes, "That stuntman, that scene I had with that soccer player, he was going to kick me in the ribs." I said, "I don't need padding for my ribs." And then he kicked me in the ribs once. I said, "Give me the padding."
That's amazing.
That's all he said about Cliffhanger. He's like, "It was cold."
Yeah, so he's still angry about it.
Yeah, and I watched some behind the scenes stuff from remember when Entertainment Weekly used to go on all the sets? They were on there, and it was freezing. They had to leave. They had to clear the mountains sometimes because of high winds. They shot Renny Harlin. They went to the mountains of Italy and shot. I mean, there's definite set work for sure, but the exteriors are cold. They went Revenant before Revenant went Revenant. Yeah.
Well, and I think too, for me, regardless of genre, when a movie makes you feel something, I'm like, there we go. That's successful for me. So I like a good horror movie because it's going to make me feel something. If I turn a movie off and I'm still upset by what I've seen or what a character, then I'm like, oh, this movie has done well. This movie made me uncomfortable watching it because it's so cold, and you're nobody is ever in a comfortable situation in this whole movie.
You're absolutely right. And I want to ask you one question though. So they're out in the beautiful exteriors, and then when the set work at the end, when they're fighting, oh man, what's his name?
On the bridge?
Yeah, when they're fighting Travers. I mean, that is such a stage. So you go from this really excellent outside shots, exterior shots, into a stage that has styrofoam ice
on the chains. Yeah. It looked like they walked from, and it looked like the mountains in the States. They did a great job making it look like, North American landscaping. It looks like they took a wrong turn and ended up on the set of Batman and Robin with all the Mr. Freeze ice everywhere. And I was like, what is and it had the fog. It looked like a bad 80s rock video was going to happen. It was jarring.
Who built that bridge?
I think it was something that it had to have pre-existed.
Yeah.
There's no icicles in the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's not consistent.
Now, I just want to say, having watched this film again, Rex Linn being the villain is so refreshing, because Lithgow, I don't even know what accent he's doing in this film. There's a lot of stock baddies, but Rex Linn. So they really did that. All right, so Rex, I guess we should get. I guess we can talk about the plot real quick. John Lithgow and his band of criminals want to get money from this plane, so they have this guy on the inside send them money, but then this FBI agent screws it all up, and all the planes go down, which leaves John Lithgow and his crew looking for 3 suitcases that can only be tracked by Travers.
3 suitcases of uncirculated $1,000 bills
that cannot be traced, and the guy has been doing it for 20 years and he's never lost a bill.
Right.
Yeah. So it's that happens. But I love Travers, because I gotta say, watching it more and more, you realize that all he does is swear. His swearing is like Reservoir Dogs-esque. But I just loved having this weird guy being the villain.
Well, and again, he wasn't. I wouldn't even say he was the villain. I would say he's like almost a victim, because John Lithgow and his team of bandits, they're the villains of the movie, and they've coerced this like unsatisfied agent into doing this heist with the promise of money. But you know, and I know, if everything went according to plan, he was never going to live.
Never. They were going to kill him.
Never going to live. So he's this unfortunate. I think he has a very sad life.
I think his life was his job.
Right.
And he began to feel underappreciated because 20 years down the line, he's like, this is my life.
What do I have to show for my life? I've never lost a bill.
Yeah.
And there's even lines at the beginning where it's like, why is it that they were like, that guy was going to hitch a ride with them?
Yeah, the FBI guy.
And they made some thing about like, oh, the treasury agents are the unsung heroes or whatever. And he's like, yeah, we always get the bad assignments. There was some comment about like, of all the government agencies, the treasury agents are the ones that really got it rough.
Everybody wants what we have.
Yeah.
Because they're untraceable, right? Once you get them out of the country.
Yeah. No, they're for overseas banking transactions or something. It was some very, very weird specific thing.
Oh yeah, the bills we use are only used for international transactions.
Yeah. Yeah. It was some like very like, here's why John Lithgow wants these very specific bills. Now, also, I want to say that in 93, this airplane to plane like person transfer was dynamite. And then I'm watching it, I'm like, that's where Nolan got it for The Dark Knight Rises.
At 100%. And they did it, and they couldn't do it in Italy, so they did it in America, and they paid the guy $1 million to do it.
Yeah.
They really did that stunt.
Yeah, no, that happened. They can't fake that in 93.
Yeah, there's no way. There's like Jurassic Park's out, but Jurassic Park couldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah, that was sick, right? That's why I like Renny Harlin with Long Kiss Goodnight, even with certain like Deep Blue Sea. I love his Die Hard too. He just goes for it. He likes big, and they definitely did big. And I bet Stallone's powers got that done.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Stallone, he was tied to what's the company, Clarion or
oh yeah. Clarion, right?
Yeah, so he was gonna make a buddy cop or a buddy like comedy movie, and then that got scrapped, and then he was gonna do instead. What was he gonna do? There was like he was on contract, but the movie kept changing, and he was gonna do like a science fiction. So he was gonna do a buddy movie with John Candy. Yeah, so originally signed Sylvester Stallone to appear opposite John Candy in a comedy about feuding neighbors, titled Bartholomew versus Knife.
Oh, that's fun.
Right? It was going to be written by John Hughes.
What?
Yeah, it sounds like an amazing thing. And then that got dropped, and it was going to be a futuristic science fiction movie, which is about a genetically created monster who gets loose on a high-speed runaway train.
Well, so that's like the what's that Train to Busan?
Exactly. So then that got scrapped because Ridley Scott and Roland Emmerich couldn't like decide on who was going to direct it or something like that.
Oh, because Roland was hot off Universal Soldier.
Right.
Oh, we covered that too. You should listen to it.
Exactly. So then that all got dropped, and then they picked up this movie. And if you look at the credits when it's starting, it doesn't say written by or based on a book. It says based on. Hold on, I have it in my notes.
Screen story.
No. It says, it's amazing. It's my favorite thing ever. It says, based on a premise.
It says that.
Yeah, in the opening credits, it's like, based on a premise by whoever. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. That it's just like some guy was in the room who's like, what about,
I had that thought when I saw that, I forgot what the words were about. I want that to be my job. All right. Whoopi Goldberg with the dinosaur. Next.
Here's a premise. Baby taxi cab.
Remake Poseidon. Wait. Based on the suggestion that this be remade.
Right.
I want that job. Oh my god. And Kurt Russell lives though.
Kurt Russell lives.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that would be a dynamite job. Just here's a premise. Go for it.
And everyone thinks you're a genius. It's just you in a room, Adam, and you just have. You fit so many posters in there that you've created that you've had to start getting the mini posters because
Yep.
you can't fit full-size posters anymore. Because you have a whiteboard, and then you just write an idea, and everyone just claps.
So I would be down, like legit. I know sometimes we go on like hilarious tangents, but I'm saying if you and I started a company called Right on Premise, and you came up with the ideas, Mark, I made posters for them, and we just sent companies mock-up posters. We should say, here's your movie.
We should do a podcast. Our next podcast should be me pitching you movies.
Right.
And then
that's
our favorite ones we'll make posters for.
But like Stranger Things have happened. Like, did you ever watch the show The Fall Guy with Lee Majors?
Yeah.
So that show was sold on the theme song.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, Lee Majors went in for the meeting. He's like, I want to do a show. Here's the song. And he sang the theme song, and they said, yep, we'll make that show. So, like, things have happened that are crazier than, like, do you know the Vin Diesel story with, like, the Riddick movies?
No, what happened?
So it's, like, I think that this is, like, he and a buddy, I forget who it was, they wrote Pitch Black, which was the first of the Riddick movies.
I want to be a fly in the wall for those writing sessions.
Well, he walked in with 5 binders, all with locks on them, and he gave them one key that opened the first binder, which was Pitch Black, and he says, if you make this movie, I'll give you the next key.
Wow.
So it's almost like an Indiana Jones-like adventure for the guys at Warner Brothers who are like, well, I don't know what's in the other binders. We need to find out.
Do we have to make Pitch Black first, or what?
Yeah, they had to make Pitch Black, and if they made Pitch Black, you give them the next movie, and the next movie was The Chronicles of Riddick.
And he loves quests. He's a D&D guy.
Yeah.
Wow. He's a V&D guy.
He's a V&D guy, which, to be fair, we all should be V&D guys.
Well, Vin Diesel.
No.
I'm not trying to say other things.
No, he's not. He has no venereal diseases.
Yeah, I earnestly meant Vin Diesel. That
and
could have gone
I
horrible.
agree.
Okay, good. You didn't see any other options, did you?
No, I was just like, he's saying Vin Diesel. I'm like, that's a brilliant, clean joke, is what I would have said in my mind.
Good. See, we think the same way.
Exactly. But anyways, all that to say is this movie was based on a premise because all the other movies that he was signed on, like all the other things that came out for his deal with Clarion, or not Clarion, it's whatever the movie was. The
Touchdown? Wait, no, was it Clarion? I thought it was Clarion.
No, it's Carlico.
Oh, Carlico.
Yeah. But so these things kept falling through, so then they're like, well, here's a premise of a guy in the mountains, Die Hard in the mountains, whatever you want to call it. And so that's what this is.
And we've also talked about Icebreaker, which kicked off because of a plane crashing.
Right.
And I have to...
Very similar to, like, I think Icebreaker was, let's do Cliffhanger meets Die Hard on a budget of $8.
And also, I just want to tell you something. In this movie, Stallone slaloms on a guy, on a henchman.
Yes.
We just potted about Willow, and they slide down a ice mountain. Then, on Thursday, I'm doing a podcast about Jumper, and Michael Rooker's in that. So all of my podcasts are just starting to have themes or like coincidences, familiar elements.
That was the most troubling part for me, was when he ground his face into the ice.
It was brutal.
Because I've been on a toboggan hill and you fall down and you scrape your face on the ice. And even just for a second, but just him to just grind it, I felt that pain.
He turned that guy's face into lasagna.
That's revolting, but yes, he did.
And that's a good visual, isn't it?
Oh no! And the thing is,
and then the guy went flying off the mountain.
aside from the Lost Beastmaster set where they're in the frozen icicle bridge, this movie looked great all around.
Oh, there's some shots where in my notes, all caps, great shot.
Yeah, no, it's you're watching, you're like, wow, they really put some energy into it. And also, when the plane crashed at the beginning, I was like, excellent miniatures. You could tell they're miniatures, but they're excellent miniatures.
I love a good miniature.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you. There's a scene in this movie where people keep referring to Sylvester Stallone. The criminals keep referring to Stallone and Rooker as mountain people. And then there's one scene where they go like, they call them like rednecks, and I'm like, are these kind of mountain people? They're climbers. They're athletes. Are they rednecks? Like why did they have this? Why did they assume that these people were maybe from east, much further east? They kept referring to them as mountain people.
Yeah, they talk to them like they're supporting cast members from Justified, when
yes, that's perfect. Yeah.
So what I think happened, so these guys, like all the bad guys, are indescribably Eastern European, but we're not sure where from.
Yeah.
They all have natural accents, and then they're all putting on accents that are different. Like that's happening. John Lithgow has his like voice, but he's doing some weird accent. Like, so I think they like listen to, they're like, we're gonna go do this heist in America. So they watch like Coal Miner's Daughter as they're like, oh, these people are all like redneck mountain people like this.
Deliverance.
Exactly. So they came over like all these mountain people, but like clearly Stallone is from like the Bronx. Like,
yep.
He's the furthest thing from a mountain person.
I feel like he moved out there and he stayed.
Yeah. And even like the subsidiary characters that are there, they're like they've clearly guys were surfing in LA and they're like, you know what, bro? Let's go and like dive off a mountain. Like they're not mountain people. I would say that there are no mountain people in this entire movie, with the exception of maybe the helicopter pilot. What was his name? The old guy?
Frank.
Frank. Maybe he at one point in time was like the Sam Elliott of the group, or he was like the old weathered mountain person that got refined a little bit. But even he was like, he was the Paul Ingalls of this story. He was the untouchable, like, good person.
He was an artist. He drew up a painting of a banana eating a monkey.
Eating a monkey. Oh, I love that.
So I feel like so in Asheville, right? I don't know if you've ever been. Oh, so there's a place called, Asheville, North Carolina.
I'm aware of the place. I've never been there.
So very just very artistic culture out there. A lot of like just life and art and culture and all that kind of stuff. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, that's North Carolina. But I'm like, no, you haven't been there. It's the farthest thing from it. It's not mountain people. So I think Frank maybe was from Asheville and he moved out west. That's kind of my backstory from him. An artist who kind of went out there to he moved out when he was younger and he never left.
Yeah, but there were no backwoods mountain people in this movie.
And they just kept calling, oh, you mountain people. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's You've really got your stereotypes wrong, John Lithgow.
They lived in a mansion. And that Sylvester Stallone, her name was
Jessie.
Jessie lived in a gigantic home on a ranch with horses.
Yeah. New horses, just on a whim.
Yeah.
You get a new horse?
And those are expensive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They live just because you live in the mountains.
Stallone driving a Range Rover?
Yeah, no, he's driving a beautiful vehicle. I don't remember what it was, but it was really nice.
It was the nicest ever of like we're going to be a rugged Jeep, but it's going to be like a very classy European version of the rugged Jeep. Like it wasn't like a Chevrolet truck, which a mountain person would drive.
In 10 years from now, people are going to look at that thing and be like, I'll give you a lot of money for it. Does that make sense?
100%.
Now I have another question.
I love all these questions.
There's a moment in this film where Lithgow looks at Rooker and he goes, you want to kill me? And Rooker's like, yeah. Which I love. Rooker, they always say things around Rooker and then he runs away and screams and saves Stallone's butt. I love, it keeps happening in this movie. It's beautiful. So Rooker goes, yeah. Then Lithgow looks at Rooker and he goes, take a number, and then get in line. But the thing I'm wondering is, when you take a number, that doesn't mean you have to go line up in a line, correct? Because you're like, when you're at the deli and you take a number, you go like sit down or you go browse the bagel chips or whatever's by the meat counter, and then they call you when you walk up.
Exactly. So, it removes the line altogether.
Yeah. So I was just wondering if I was crazy. Because you just take a number and get in line. Is that? Are there hitmen waiting? I feel like when their number's paged at the time, because this is 93, they're going to go get them because they're on the pager. They're not just queuing up.
No, 100%. I mean, now here's a question for you.
Yeah.
When you were a child and you're hanging out with your mom, and there was like a tense situation, and then your mom would be like angry or upset or like, or even just like serious, but then she'd like crack a joke, and you were like, am I allowed to laugh at that joke, or is that just a joke for her? Like, I don't understand the rules of that. Like, this isn't a joke time. And then sometimes you like laugh, and then you kind of get the look like that wasn't. Yeah. I felt like every joke Stallone made was that. They're freezing on a mountaintop, burning $30 million, and he says, and there's like gunmen with Uzis trying to kill them, and he says, "Cost a fortune to heat this place."
Yeah. Oh, so.
And I was like, okay, do you like, haha, laugh at that, or are you like, Gabe? Now it's like, what do you do in that moment? And I don't know if it's like a power movie he's doing, but he said a couple things like that, where he just did these like weird one-liners, and it just seemed like a very inappropriate time to joke.
All right, so I know there's still one-liners to this day, but I feel like 93 they were still living in the era of the 80s one-liners.
Yes.
And so or one-liners in the 80s felt more organic. I mean, obviously they were forced, stick around, that kind of stuff. But in 93, it was just more, we just have to put one in here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is what we have to do.
Like, so they just threw them in there even though they weren't necessary. And Stallone had a screenwriting credit on this. So he had to have done that just thinking, oh, this is what people want. Now, I think my favorite moment in this is when Lithgow sets himself, I don't know if you can guess this, I love it, but Lithgow sets him up to be burned. I don't know if you remember this moment where he says something to Gabe. Quaylen says something to Gabe. Do you want me to throw it out there?
Throw out the setup.
Okay. So Quaylen is talking to Gabe and he goes, "You're a real piece of work." And then Gabe replies, do you want me to say it?
Say it.
He goes, "You're a real piece of shit."
It's so like it's like that's a Happy Gilmore line.
like Shooter McGavin would say that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's that level of like humor. Like that's the movie where that needs to exist. But Stallone's like, I'm just gonna own it. Just gonna own it right now.
I mean, Lithgow is being theatrical. There's a scene where he's running his hand along that woman's face. Like he's trying to be the stereotypical Hans Gruber in this. But I just love what his character becomes, actually. I just love that. You're a real piece of work. Oh, yeah? Well, you're a real piece of... Like, that's... Yeah. He just set himself up for that horrible insult.
And the other thing with Lithgow is that... And I think this goes for, like, almost any villain in a movie. Like, I would say the same with like any James Bond villain.
Oh, yeah.
Or Hans Gruber. If you have the money, Mark. So here's the thing. If I ever come to you like, Mark, I'm going to steal $30 million. I want you to be on part of my team. We're going to board my private jet. I'm going to outfit you with like the latest technology and armament. And we're going to have a team of people to pull this heist off. Like, how much do you think it cost Lithgow to pull this job off? How much money do you think he's got invested in it to pull it off?
Private jet, right? Very expensive.
Yep.
Crew.
Yep.
Armament. Several million at least. Visas.
So how much?
Passports.
How much do you really need?
No, he doesn't.
Like every
James
Bond villain has like a layer with like 400 henchmen. Why do they need more money? Just fire the henchmen.
Yep.
and live.
You will save a lot of money on insurance and henchmen.
Yeah, like I just feel like he didn't need that 30 million.
And he didn't. All right, why were those armed guys there anyway? Because if they're just doing a plane to plane, they're not going to catch him on the ground, obviously.
No.
Why does he have armed men who don't like each other with him?
Nobody was on the same page at all.
He only needed 2 pilots and 2 people on the plane to attach the cable.
And he was a pilot.
Yeah. So you could have him, the woman, the co-pilot, and I think Leon was the best henchman. He was the least crazy. Even though he did open hand slap and he kicked Stallone in the lower back with his shin, and he left both feet off. He jumped. He did a flying shin kick to the lower back of Stallone. So you have
it was the most 93 fight I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, yes. That's amazing. That's the most 93 fight I've ever seen. And when he grabs Leon's balls, like they have a close up. They shot an insert of that, and then you hear the crunch. The Foley artist got like crunch some walnuts.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's just Lithgow, Leon, and the two pilots. They get the money. They bring the two pilots on. They take care of the two pilots. Well, yeah. I mean, none of it was necessary. And why spend five? Yeah, that's a great point. What you said. So you're saying why spend $10 million to get $30 million?
Right. Like, what can 30 million buy you that 10 can't?
Yeah, you're right. That private jet's expensive.
Yeah, just enjoy it. You've got a lady who clearly thinks you're top stuff. Just
and she can make cake.
Take her. Yeah, she can make cake. She can bake. You should see her bake. And
she says that too, and you're like, what?
Yeah. But yeah, like just go enjoy life.
This is my theory. I got a theory for you. Why he brings these people with him? He wants friends. Because at the end, when all of his friends have died, and he just wants this company, he tells Stallone, he's like, okay, Stallone, I'll listen to your plan. Stallone throws the cash. The cash gets wiped out by the helicopter.
Which is a great moment.
He yells. He goes, damn you, Walker. He is sad that Stallone tricked him.
Right.
This is a man who has murdered a lot of people. His goons have killed everybody. But he still just wants to have a friend. He trusts him. So maybe he was legit bummed by this. And at the end, he was like, now we just have each other. So I think he's just a guy who likes having people around him.
Yeah. Yeah. So midway through this movie, Mark, my brain did an interesting thing.
Uh-oh.
So I'd like to make a proposal for you. We're the same age, so we're going to probably retire at about the same place. I suggest, now this is going to go deep cut a little bit, that we move near each other and we open competing but not aggressively hamburger stands.
Absolutely.
Mine will be called Hal Tucker's, and yours will be called Gabe Walker's.
Yes.
And we'll both claim to have the best mountain burger in town, and we'll just see who makes more money selling burgers.
I like it. Can we have a cable attached from my restaurant to your restaurant that people can zip line across?
Well, it'll be a little zip line for condiments. If I'm out of ketchup, you just zip me over some ketchup, and I can just send barbecue sauce back your way. To me, Hal Tucker and Gabe Walker both sounded like burger places.
Gabe Walker's. Oh, man. Hal Tucker. You want to go to Tucker's, get a burger? You want to go to Gabe? Yeah. And so
we're going to go down to Walker's, get some fries? Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, man. So, let's say I'm really heavy on bacon and you're not, but bacon prices soar. You'll kind of,
right.
Like, you'll understand and you'll like, let me cut a deal on something so that I get more customers over there because I'm just getting slaughtered on bacon. So we're like, we have like, I obviously don't like it if you have 50 people in line every day and I have 0, right?
No.
I'm gonna do some
healthy competition.
Exactly. I mean, there's gonna be you're not gonna have any ketchup one day, basically, and then I'll be like, hey, I got ketchup over here, and you're gonna be like, oh, he's irascible.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once a year we'll do a burger called the Hal Walker, and we'll combine and we'll enter it into burger festivals.
Oh man! And then we'll like on Reign of Fire, we'll act out Cliffhanger on the stage.
Oh yes! Oh yes! We will act out Cliffhanger on a stage. Never will our wives be prouder of us.
I mean, well, the thing is though, we'll do it earnestly.
Okay, are you ready for this? Here's the linchpin.
Yeah.
We will look at burger sales for the year. And so on the year anniversary, when we annually reenact Cliffhanger, whichever one of us sells more burgers that year plays Walker. And whichever one of us doesn't plays Tucker.
I love it. So I just got to have, I just got to yell a lot.
If we move to like the right size town, this could be a thing. Like people could be Like, I'm thinking like 15,000 people is the right amount of people for this town.
You know that show, like Gilmore Girls type, but in
Yes.
the mountains and out west.
Well, like out that direction, but not full out. We don't want real climbers coming and telling us how inaccurate our zip lines are. This was my big problem with Cliff. This is like the sore spot for Cliffhanger in my life.
Uh-oh.
So, are you a rock climber at all?
No, but my brother and I once traipsed around Scotland calling ourselves rock climbers, and we just kind of jumped on rocks and then filmed it.
Okay.
And I used an Australian accent, but I've never actually climbed high distances.
Between I'd say 93 and 98, rock climbing became a huge fad. We would like indoor rock climbing places opened up, and like youth groups and stuff would always be like a great event is go to indoor rock climbing place. There's a place about 3 hours from me that has the largest indoor rock climbing wall in the world, because it's an old factory and they've hollowed out the smokestacks, the chimneys.
Whoa!
And you can climb up the chimneys. It's in Kingston. It's fantastic. It's called the Boiler Room. It's an old boiler factory. So we used to go there a lot, and so people got like, in high school when you're like, oh, I'm gonna get really into something, and then you think you're an expert on it, but you're like actually just 16 years old and you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a lot of rock climbing guys in my high school that were like, love to tell me about why Cliffhanger would never happen. You know why that would never happen? Because the clip that broke at the beginning would never break, because it's supposed to be, it's gauged for like 2,000 pounds, so that girl wouldn't have broke it. And they just like give me logic. And I'm like, if I wanted logic, I would not watch a movie with Sylvester Stallone
Called Cliffhanger.
Like you're missing. I'd watch Bowling for Columbine. I'd watch, I'd watch a documentary or a science video or something. I wouldn't. So don't like throw logic at me. I don't care about logic in this moment. I just want to watch Stallone punch dudes in the face.
Was there so I guess it looks good on the trailer, but was that death in the beginning necessary?
I would say yes. Yes, I would say it's to build the tension between Gabe and Tucker. I would say yes, they needed something, and
how'd they get up there? That's a heck of a climb they made.
And I think it's like maybe their first or second date.
Yeah,
like they. Like
she does not know about the jacuzzi incident.
She is not a climber at all.
She's what's the word? She's like a climbing savant though. If she does that in her second climb.
Yeah, no, she naturally does it, but then when it gets going, when the going gets tough, she freaks out. She's terrified of heights.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the VHS cover of Cliffhanger has an image of Stallone, and then there's like a part of his buckle that's pointing up, and it's just him just hanging off the F from Cliffhanger. And then his harness around they've just painted out the rope, but left a clip up as if the rope was pulling on it. And so that's, so my cousin worked at, the theater in Nipigon where I grew up, and she gave me the marquee Cliffhanger poster, which was in my room for a while. And so there's this like really bad photoshopping on the actual Cliffhanger poster, which is hilarious.
Oh, I love that. Do you know in the trailer they showed him making a 40-foot jump? They had him, and test audiences hated it so much. They're like, he just jumped so I wrote a post about this, The Rock in Skyscraper completing the longest jump in cinematic history by a human. And everyone kept going
about that with Rain of Fire.
Everyone kept saying, no, it's Cliffhanger. And I'm like, but all right, the trailer has that, but that's not in the movie. But people kept bringing that up. So I got a little annoyed by it. But so this is a movie. When you're looking for realism in a Stallone film, they had him do a 40-foot jump. But I have a question. The jump seems weirder now because they edited it. So basically he clears a mountain. He jumps over a chasm, clears a mountain, and falls down the other side of it now. So it went from a 40-foot jump to about an 80-foot jump.
Right. So, yes, they made it weird. The other weird part, speaking of weird logic jumps, the opening scene, so Stallone's reaching for this girl who's falling.
Yeah.
She's at the end of her rope, literally, and their hands can't touch. And then when the buckle breaks,
yes.
he grabs her elbow, and like their hands are a good, like there's like a foot of overlap there. And I'm like, well, how did she shoot up a good 3 feet when the buckle broke? Like, I don't understand.
Wind gust.
It was a big updraft.
Yes, that's my guess.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Also, I think that it was this was actually shot as Stretch Armstrong movie, and then they rethought that and recut it into Cliffhanger.
I mean, that's. I kept thinking about the raccoon in Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Yes.
Those two scenes are synonymous with each other.
Well, it's from the same era, right?
Yeah, I mean, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective was at 94, so that I guess they remade it probably 95 because they were rushing everything, 95, 96, something like that. So that's a pretty recent way to dig on a movie.
It was but that again, I think that was the era of the quick parodies, like Hot Shots.
Oh my gosh, I love those movies.
Right, Spy Hard. All that kind of stuff is how fast can we make fun of something?
The only good line from Spy Hard was when someone's like, when I'm done with you, you're gonna look like Swiss cheese, and then he's like, that's no Gouda.
Yes. But they were. This was the era of it was really really fast, and people just they're gonna make references to other things, and it became, in my circle of friends anyways, if you understood, not that whether it was funny or not, but if you understood the references, then you were like, oh yeah, this is a good movie because I know more. It was kind of like when I watched Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Every line in that movie is a reference to something.
Lobster Thermidor.
If my mom watched Lego Batman, she would probably enjoy it, but she wouldn't get half the dialogue because it's not dialogue to the movie. It's just references to other things I hope you understand. And so that's what these spoof movies were. So within a year to making fun of Cliffhanger shows, I think, the impact that Cliffhanger had on culture. It was people knew about it.
I mean, it made a lot of money. It was a hit. This movie was a big hit.
Didn't it make $250 million?
Let me pull it up right now. I normally get the box office stats. Cliffhanger box office worldwide. This is the height of his powers.
Yeah.
Box office 255 million in 93.
Yeah.
So this
what was the budget?
Budget. Let's see. Box office mojo. So budget was 70 million. So it made 255 million worldwide. And then it, on a 70 million budget, I'm going to go to Stallone's page right now. Cliffhanger with inflation in the United States, right? Just the United States. Cliffhanger made $183 million.
Incredible.
That's a blockbuster.
Yeah.
But the 90s, though, that's when people like Stallone could carry movies like this.
Yes.
Dude, 100. My mind is blown. So how about this? Let's take a break because there's so much more to talk about. I want to regroup.
Yep.
And then, because we have so much more to talk about in this movie. We'll regroup and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And Adam, I love the line in this movie where the henchman... All right, so there is the FBI guy on the plane in the beginning. He turns out to be alive. Rex Lynn did not kill him. This guy with a machine gun and a plane hundreds of yards away has pinpoint accuracy, kills the pilot. Then he kills one of the henchmen. And they're like, what are we going to do with the henchman? And John Lithgow goes, get him to the hospital fast. And they throw him out of the plane.
Throw him out of the plane. Oh, great. Again, that's one of those one-liners that they work with Lithgow because he's evil at the core of his soul. So he doesn't care about social norms, so he's allowed to be evil.
I mean, that one's funny, though, where it's just, let's get him to the hospital. I would have chuckled if I was a henchman. You and I are henchmen, Adam.
Yep.
We're on this plane.
Oh, I'm laughing all the time.
John Lithgow does this. We would crack up, would we not?
Oh, absolutely. I would even make a joke. And I was like, the hospital's out that door. I would have tried to make it funnier again.
Oh, yeah, I would have definitely. Oh, man, I would work some bits.
We're cracking wise. Let's turn. That's the thing. If you and I were henchmen, we'd never kill anybody because we used to do in bits.
Oh, bits all. Hank McCluskey, get on it. What?
Yeah.
We're just bitten.
Now, in 94, they were going to make a sequel called The Dam.
Do you think that became Daylight? They just kind of adapted it to that?
Well, so it says that TriStar Pictures plan to make a sequel called Cliffhanger 2, The Dam, which have Stallone's character Gabe Walker fighting terrorists who took over the Hoover Dam. But it never went beyond development stage. In 2008, once again, there was plans to make this sequel, and even Stallone was interested, but it was canceled.
I mean, there's no reason.
In 2015, on his Instagram, Stallone stated he'd love to make a sequel to Cliffhanger, which puts doubt to whether his reboot will actually happen.
Him and Rooker just in the mountains right now.
Like those two guys, like living in a cabin out there
with burger joints.
Let's assume Jesse died in a horse accident.
Yeah.
So now Stallone's bitter as well, and so it's like grumpy old men in the mountains,
just ripping people up.
So okay, I also want to say this because I want to in that sequel, it would be Quaylen's twin brother would be the villain.
Like Die Hard with a Vengeance, his brother?
No, like City Slickers, where it's both played by Jack Palance. So, but it would be played by John Lithgow still, because I think John Lithgow looks the same as he did in '93. Oh, he doesn't age.
Yeah. Same accent?
You know what? Irish. Like go Irish accent.
Oh my gosh.
That's how you tell the two apart. Now, I will say, all joking aside, the part that brought me out of this movie where I was like, come on, was when Stallone goes back to get Jesse and come back to get you. And she's like, listen, stop beating yourself up. You did all you could. We all saw you out there. You tried your hardest. You were the only one that didn't panic. And he's like, you don't know how deep it goes. He's trying to be like super deep, but he's just like being really whiny. He's like, you don't understand.
He's whining big time, isn't he?
Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I don't know. And he's just like so sulky. I'm like, come on, brother.
And then they go to later on. Rooker's having a great time with Frank.
Yeah.
And Jesse still works there, and they're all buds.
Yeah, no, Rooker Hauer's having a great old time, but whenever Gabe walks in, he gets real angry, surly.
And then he just left her to pay all the bills.
Because she said, where were you for the last 8 months? After the funeral, I had to go. It's like, but you couldn't say I'm going? Like, here's where I'll be? You drop me a line? Here's my new number? Feed the horses? Like, nothing?
That's a giant property, too. He just and then he comes back moping in his flannel.
Yeah. You don't know. It's just things happen. It's pretty intense. Like, it's crazy.
I think he hated that day. I want to say that flannel threw him off, and he was actually being mopey that day, and that's why the dialogue seemed mopey.
I would love to make that movie and call it Day One, and it's just a retelling of the story of Day One of shooting of Cliffhanger, where Stallone's mopey and nobody gets it. Like the director's like, Sly man, like, can you give me a smile? No, it's really heavy. It's just him muttering all the time.
And then the flannel comes off, and he's just back to it.
Yeah, it's like the cursed flannel.
Now, you and I are henchmen. Let's go back to our henchman ways. What do we think of Travers?
I think that when he's around, we're super nice to him. And when he's not around, you're constantly doing a Travers impression.
Just swearing?
Yeah, you're just like, rah, rah, and you're just like, so that's the bit. Whenever he's not around, you're like being a fictional version of him. And I'm just like John Candy laughing the whole time. Or like Dom DeLuise laughing at you.
Oh, it's 50,000 codes. I'm the only one who knows.
And I'm just like, like I just like it's the funniest thing in the world.
You know why it's funny? Because he said it earlier. Now you're saying it.
Yeah, you made the thing that he said good. And then then he comes in the corner. We're like, oh hey bud, how you doing? Yeah, no money, right? It's gonna be great. Thanks for doing this. You're a great basher to the team. Glad you're here. Yep. Like just like overcompensating.
Yeah, to the point where he kind of knows something's up.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, now there's a scene where they first catch Rooker and Stallone, and Lithgow's like, send one of them up without a coat. We'll keep one down here. Then he goes, we'll kill him when he comes down. And Rooker's like, don't come down, man. You're gonna die, which is very selfless. Great friend. Yeah. He would have stepped. In that moment, great friend. And for some reason, even though he has a rope tied to his foot, Lithgow allows his men to shoot rocket launchers or, massive grenade launchers into the side of a mountain while they are on a precarious cliff.
Yeah. So I think it goes back to like, hey, you must be a mountain person.
Yeah.
Lithgow clearly has no idea. Understatement. Like, he just has no idea. Like, I don't think he understands how mountains work, what snow is. I think he's like, why is all this white here?
White dirt?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on. So I don't think he knows the word avalanche. And so, when snow falls off and they takes him down, like it's an impending force.
And that one guy just he just stays out. He shoots into the avalanche.
Exactly. Now, I will say this. In that moment, so Stallone's in a gray t-shirt, and it's like 30 below out or whatever it is. When he breaks into that old cabin,
yeah,
and he's like shivering, that was very, very real. So growing up way up north, we used to go out into the hunting camp, and like we did this kind of stuff, and it would get very, very cold. We had to dress for it properly. There was one time where a friend of ours came with us, and he brought his son-in-law, who was not a smart man. And so he was going to go into this piece of bush, and like we had trails, and we would just kind of go and do rounds and whatnot. And so he was in there for a long time. So my dad's like, I'm going to go in there with my snowshoes and see if I can find. And so as he was going there, he found like his coat and his hoodie and his sweater, like just like the states of undress was going on. And so when they found him, he was wearing just a t-shirt, and he had hypothermia. He was like going to die. So
wow.
So we got him on our snowmobile. There's a tie-in for Icebreaker. We got him back to the hunting cabin, got the wood stove going, got some heat and got some food into him. But he said that like, yeah, when I was tracking, I was getting hot and getting sweaty, so I had to start taking off clothes. Which when you do that, your sweat freezes, and it's the worst idea ever in the world to do. And so that was a very, very real. I've seen that moment in my life, so that was a real moment for what happened. But then Jesse puts on this magic sweater. So the sweater itself is in this cabin, which is also like there's no heat in the cabin. So the sweater itself is also like 30 below cold, that cold as well. And he's still sweating underneath, and he's still frozen sweat. But he's like, he can't talk. They put the sweater on. He's like, all right. He just like he comes right down. It's like a switch. He's like, okay, I'm warm now. Let's go get them. And then like they suit up, and that was like, oh. You had the most real moment in the movie, and then it was ruined by just the magic sweater of warmth.
Do you think yak fur? Do you think it was the magical properties of yak fur that did it to him?
I think 100% it was yak fur.
Yeah.
That was a rat-eaten sweater. Like, there was holes in it. It was gross. It was not a warm sweater, I don't think.
Quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
One of the opening lines of this movie is a reference to how great Stallone's butt is. Is that an improv by Jesse, or did Stallone write that line? What do you think?
I think Rutger Hauer wrote the line.
Rutger Hauer?
Not Rutger Hauer, not Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Wrote the line, and he's like, just see how Stallone reacts. I think it was a prank, and then it happened, and they left it in.
Hey, it works.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Now, where was Lithgow's accent from? And did you like it when he said, what's in the suitcases? Shoes, socks, and $100 million.
Yes, I did like that line. I like that line a lot. I think that was one of those Stallone comedy break moments where you don't know whether to laugh or to like, is Dad angry? I don't know what's going on. I'm going to say his accent. That's a tough one because it's not England.
No.
Although I think he was going for England. I don't think so. I think his accent was from whatever small region
like a colonialized place that has weird kind of...
Wherever Keanu Reeves' character from Dracula grew up, I think that's where his accent's from.
That makes a lot of... Maybe some island somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a relative.
I think it's a far-reaching island, but his parents were from England, and they were like missionaries there, so their accent was like originally from England, but it became a weird second dialect, and then he kind of grew up with this like bastardized version of an English accent.
I love it. That makes sense to me.
That's where I'm gonna stake my flag.
Do you think he went too far when he killed Crystal?
That was not necessary at all. I think it was necessary for us to like like, not that we didn't hate him before, but at that moment, we're like, you even hate, like, your bad friends.
It wasn't necessary because he killed her just so he was the only pilot left.
Right.
So then,
to get the bargaining chips.
So then that one guy couldn't kill him.
Exactly. So Travers was stuck with them.
I love Travers' just force of will. He just forced his will himself into kind of the lead of this group.
Yeah, I think he thinks he did, for sure. He doesn't. Nobody here seems to think more than 5 minutes in the future.
Never. I mean, because that's all they set their timers at.
Right. Right.
Whoa.
But it's like there's no contingency plan. Even when he shot the agents on the airplane, like, what did you think was going to happen at that point in time? Make sure they're dead. Like, just take 30 seconds and clear the room before you zip line out.
And don't shoot a pilot in the head next to a window.
Like, again, don't shoot a gun in a plane.
We love this movie, though, correct?
I own it on DVD.
It's a great movie.
And I own it on VHS. So, like, I had the poster. Like, I do not want anybody to think that I'm not for this movie. This movie is beautiful. This movie holds up. This movie, of course, has things where, like, but it's one of those things where, like, you love it anyways. You know, you have one of those best friends where you're like, you are my best friend. You do some stuff I don't understand, but that doesn't change the fact that you're my best friend.
It has personality. Does that make sense? Yeah. I think the one great thing. What do you know about Bad Times, man? I'm just reading through my stuff. Okay, before we go in, we love this movie, but why did they set the timer for 5 minutes when they knew Stallone was down there and they didn't need 5 minutes to get away?
It's a good round number,
60 seconds.
Right. 60 seconds. I get that. I don't know. There's no reason for that. I think it was to give us a subtle look into like, you know what, kids, stay in school, be smart. These guys are not criminals because they're smart.
Where did Leon learn to fight? Like, what was his fighting style, would you say?
I think his fighting style, I think it was the basis for that Jamaican guy from Tekken on PlayStation. But I think it's more, I think he was in I think he went to the Fame High School for dance.
Oh, and like Swayze in Steel Dawn.
Exactly. So I think it's more dancing than fighting. But I think he went to the Fame School for dance, and then he got bullied there a lot, so he modified his own fighting style out of dance into he would be dancing and then just kick a bully. Dancing, kick a bully.
He watched Bruce Lee tapes too, because he did a lot of open hand slaps and kind of yells like Bruce Lee.
Yes, 100% that happens.
So dance, 100%. Fight, and Bruce Lee tapes.
Yep.
Because he open hand slaps Stallone, and he works his lower. Here's the deal, Adam. I think working the lower back is an underappreciated fighting technique.
Well, it's the old Homer Simpson adage when he's like, then it's time to kick some back.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you work that lower back, it's done.
Absolutely.
And he monologues a lot. And he had the knife. So Lithgow told him not to kill him, but then he tried to kill him. And then he had the knife the whole time. And then
my favorite villain trope in movies is the brass knuckle knife.
Yep.
You know, if you have a brass knuckle knife, you're the biggest jerkwad in the movie. And second, you're not going to win that fight. Nobody with a brass knuckle knife ever wins the fight.
Did the guy from Commando have one?
Yeah.
Bennett. Wow, that's funny. And then he gets Stallone.
There's also a guy in Once Upon a Time in Mexico had one as well.
And they never win, do they?
They never win. It's never a good move to have a brass knuckle knife.
And the guy who does all the knife tricks too. Remember Tommy Lee Jones? How many knife tricks he's doing? And then in Under Siege, and then he just gets wiped out.
Yep.
That's why I like the bare bones knife fight of The Hunted. It's just Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro knife fighting, terrifyingly knife fighting. If Bennett was trying to knife fight me, I would be scared. But if Benicio del Toro was trying to knife fight me, I'd be dead.
So my favorite cinematic knife fighter was Lou Diamond Phillips from Young Guns and Young Guns 2.
What, was he just dynamite with a knife?
Yeah. So in a movie called Young Guns, with people shooting guns, he had these this sweet like Bowie knife that had like a loop for his finger in it, and he'd like do some sweet flips with it. And as a kid, I was like, that if I had a knife with a finger hole in it, I would be unstoppable. The reality is I probably cut my own like throat with it, but trying to do flips and stuff. But I was like, oh, Chavez. That's what his character's name was.
My ear would be gone.
Oh, for sure you're going to cut your ear off with a knife like that. You can't be good at that kind of thing without losing some earlobes first. But
I'm cheating, but I want to tell you my favorite knife guy. I'm just going to say knife guy. And it's from Desperado, and it's Danny Trejo.
Yes.
Now, technically he throws knives, but when you see that movie when you're 12, 13 years old, and
game over.
I went to the flea market, bought some throwing knives, and then I went to try to throw them into palm trees, and one of them bounced out and went right in between my, like I was wearing sandals, and it bounced off the tree, then went right in between my big toe and I don't know what the other one is, right in between it. Like that would have gone right through my foot. And it luckily missed. And that's the last time I ever threw knives. I was like, I'm just going to watch him throw knives from now on. But I love Trejo in that movie.
So I went to, like my dad is an avid hunter. So I watched Desperado and loved it. And then he went to like a gun swap where you go and you like look at rifles and whatnot. And there was a guy there selling these sweet gloves that had 3 throwing knives in them. So it's like a fingerless glove. You put it on, they had 3 throwing knives in it.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I'm gonna fight crime. Like it's over. I'm gonna be unstoppable. So I was like, it was $15 and I bought it and I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. And I like went home, very much to your story, and I threw one into a tree and it hit the tree perfect and the tip bent and it fell on the ground. And I was like, oh, and I was just so upset. And I just like never threw them again. Since like this is the worst investment I've ever made in my life. So that was the last time I threw a knife.
So you and I both bought throwing knives, threw them into trees. It went terribly awry, and we never threw them again.
All because of Danny Trejo.
That's amazing.
When he's standing on top of that limousine throwing knives through the sunroof.
Awesome.
Incredible.
What a great scene.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
That movie's pure fire from beginning to end.
Banderas, oh my gosh. Robert Rodriguez with a budget. Not selling his body to make El Mariachi.
No, exactly.
Now, we have a team that we're putting together, but I just want to get your final thoughts about the soccer player hooligan henchman.
So
racist.
I'm making this proclamation.
Yeah.
If I ever actually get into a fight, like a real fight, which I haven't yet in my life gotten into a pure fist fight yet. And I think like it's on my bucket list, but I got to make it count. I definitely will commentate with an unrelated sport while I'm doing it because of this scene. I loved everything about it when he's just like yelling out soccer terms and like essentially calling his own match, right? Like it's fantastic.
Season's over.
Yes, and then the season's over shotgun thing. I have problems with that because you couldn't if I were to hold a shotgun with one hand and pull the trigger. So there was a show we used to watch. Oh, no, sorry, let me rephrase that. There was a show my father used to watch when I was a kid called Michigan Out of Doors, and there's this guy named Fred Trost. It's amazing. I remember this with such detail. I hated the show, but it was like a cable access show, and he would be in his basement, and he had like a deer head behind him and like a gun on the wall, and he just talk about hunting stuff, and he like cut to like people on the field and whatnot. But it was just like a very low budget hunting show, and out of Michigan, and my dad loved it. He'd watch it every week, and so one time, Fred Trost was like, "I'm going to show you the difference." I'm going to show you the difference in shotgun calibers. And says, I'm going to start with, and so he had this like camera set up, and he was going to hold a shotgun with one hand and pull the trigger, and he was going to measure the recoil, and that was going to show you the difference in calibers. So start with the 410, which is like a little tiny shotgun shell, and like he pulled the trigger, and it's one that you kind of give younger people to start shooting to get used to the gun. And his hand kicks back a little bit, and it, he's like, that's what a 410 looks like. And then he goes gauge, and that's like a little bit bigger than that, but not like what you'd see. A shotgun shell you'd see in a movie is a 12 gauge. And so a 20 gauge is like maybe half the size of it. And he pulls back and he goes, oh, and he kind of like, that's a little bit smart on the hands. Like that's because he's holding it with one hand.
Yeah.
And then on television, like they left it in the episode, he takes a 12 gauge, pulls the trigger, and he breaks his hand. Like it just. So there's no way Rooker would have held a shotgun in one hand, pointing it up, and then just shoot the guy, and he would have busted his arm.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that. I didn't know where that story was going, but I love it.
Yeah, no. So there you go. That was another moment that brought that moment, and the sweater moment brought me out of the movie, because I'm like, oh, I know for a fact with things I've seen and done in my own life that this would not be a thing that is happening.
Now,
but other than that, movie's gold.
So if you're a henchman, you kind of want to be this guy. I would be the Doug Glatt of Goon of henchmen.
Oh yes.
Super earnest, but just goes for the throat. Like Doug Glatt, he's not trying to play with people. He's trying to lay them out with the least amount of punches possible.
Absolutely.
I'd be the Doug Glatt. I wouldn't shoot Frank, right?
No.
I probably wouldn't even shoot Rooker. I'd just be like, run.
I'd probably shoot Quaylen, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
After he shoots the woman, I'd be like, oh, that wasn't very nice. And then just like start punching Lithgow in the face.
I would work Lithgow's ribs, and I guarantee you that Travers would be all down for it.
Yeah. I would punch Lithgow in the face while locking eyes with Stallone. Like, this is for you. This is for you.
This is a freeze frame with you two looking at each other. What would happen, though, if Lithgow starts working your ribs?
You die instantly. That's what. It's like your Achilles heel, but it's Lithgow. He's unstoppable when he works the ribs.
Like, you know when you let's say you have a pretzel in your hand and you just crush it.
Yes.
That's what your ribs would look like.
On a bad day. If they were a good day, there's nothing left.
It would just be powder.
Yeah.
Like there would be a hole through your that area where he punched.
Right. Remember when the Terminator punches that guy and then he pulls his arm out?
Yeah.
He punches him. That's what when Lithgow's really angry, that's what happens.
Oh my gosh. All right, I don't think we can top that. You want to do our cliffhanging crew?
Our dangling modifiers?
Yeah, dangling modifier crew. So basically, we just pick people who can hang from stuff or dangle.
Yeah, hang or dangle.
Or hold people, like following people, they catch them.
Yeah, so like ledge and cliff and like just when gravity's not on your team.
I love that. The dangling modifiers. When gravity's not on your team.
Right.
All right, you want to go first?
So how many we're doing? What our number? We're going to do 7 each. Is that what we're doing? They're picking a team of 10.
Yep.
Okay. So
let's pick a team of 8. It's more fun when it gets stressful.
Okay. So my first pick, and this is going to be maybe a little out of the blue, a little out of the ordinary, but I'm going to stand by it. Is Max Kenton. Who was the kid from Real Steel. So in a junkyard looking for robot parts, he falls down a mudslide and falls off a cliff. But he hangs on to a piece of robot. And then Wolverine comes and pulls the kid up. But he hangs on for dear life to that piece of robot. Then he digs up Adam, the fighting robot. So he's a young kid, but he's got dripping with potential. And anywhere he goes, we get a free fighting robot.
Oh my god! Because you need free fighting robots.
You don't say no to a free fighting robot.
Because if you're dangling from something, you need a robot close.
Exactly.
I mean, the wherewithal that kid showed to stay calm and grab on.
And then and then Wolverine says, no, leave it here, and he drags it home himself.
His grip strength.
Yeah, no, it's a remarkable thing.
Like, you know how you do gifted testing? He would have dangling participle testing.
Yeah, off the charts.
Genius level. All right, I got a really weird one for you. Right? But I think you're going to like it. Phil from Hot Tub Time Machine. And that's Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
Now, I picked him because, the whole subplot about him is him losing his arm. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, when 3 men are hanging from a hotel thing. Like probably, let's not say they all weigh 200 pounds. So let's say there's like 560 pounds of just hanging people. Phil grabs on to them and pulls them back up. So he's not climbing per se, but the strength to hold on to them is almost supernatural.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just want Crispin Glover as part of this, and he's used to the ice because he works at a ski lodge.
That's a win. 10 out of 10.
I mean, he's planning on I just love the whole subplot where they want him to lose his arm. That makes me so happy.
That movie is kind of bonkers in the very, very, very best way.
The first time I watched it, I didn't like it, and then I watched it again and I loved it.
I like in part 2 where Daryl from The Office, what's his name? Anyways,
very good actor.
Like, yeah, but he's like produced. Like his assistant is Lisa Loeb, and he's like singing her songs with different words, and she's like, every time I hear that song, my soul dies a little bit. Like that was smart to me. I thought that was great.
That's a good bit. I like some Loeb in movies.
Yeah.
All right, who you got?
My second one is Charlie McKenzie from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
So he's hanging off this roof, and she's swinging away an axe at him, and he is able to pay attention to her whole conversation, crack jokes, and dodge axe swings while hanging off the roof.
I mean, impossible.
There's some next level mental capacity going on there, as well as Phil. I know we laugh at him because he's the funny butcher, but I think that he's an asset to our team.
Hand-eye coordination,
huge.
And his dad's good entertainment.
Oh, I just want to hang out. I want to go to there. I want him on the team so we can go there for Thanksgiving.
SATUYDAY night. It's like Sputnik.
Remember in the era of when we were in high school, you would like download WAV files that just had little like movie quotes.
Yeah.
And you'd use them for like your computer startup and stuff like that. So every time I started Windows 95 on my computer, it was, William, move your head.
Cry yourself to sleep on your giant pillow.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that guy. That's a great pick, man. All right. So I got another one you're gonna like.
Okay.
Hanson from Scary Movie 2. And that's Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is there's a scene where people are dangling from this house. If they fall, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And he reaches out. He's like, grab my strong hand. And no one wants to grab it. But then they grab it, and it's actually his strong hand.
Yeah.
It's a strong hand.
It's kind of like Buster Bluth from season 4 of Arrested Development with the big robot hand.
I love that bit. So what do you? Yeah, I mean, I just like grab my strong hand. No.
So we've really gone for like an off-kilter group so far. Like it's more like a improv comedy troupe than anything at this time.
Yeah, we got some good bits. Now I got to say in Scary Movie 2, the only thing I remember is grab my strong hand, and then also the scene where they walk up to the door, and it's just a pair of balls, and then they knock it on the door, and the guy goes ah.
Yes. Oh, we talked about good parody movies, and then there's the scary movies, and that was like, I remember being in high school, and so it was Scary Movie and like another teen movie and superhero, like all those things started coming out, and I was like, oh, I think we've overdone the parody movie. I think this genre has reached its maximum capacity. Because
they weren't so Naked Gun had their own plot. These movies just kind of ripped off other movies, right? And they just sort of borrowed jokes. But the Ball Knockers is that's an original bit.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Ah! All right, cool. Who you got?
So my next one, we're gonna go a little different right now, and I'm gonna say Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
Oh.
Not because he was a good dangler, but because he knew when to jump off the building.
Oh.
Remember he was on top of that guy?
Yep.
And so then he went up there, controlled the situation, and he knew that hanging on wasn't the right choice, and he just jumped off and controlled the jump. So we need that guy on our team to say, like, enough is enough. Here's where we commit.
I like it. I mean, we need it.
Yeah.
And he knows where to land. And then he grabs the guy and jumps with him.
He handcuffs him.
Yep. And then they jump together. And they're perfectly safe.
Yep.
Oh, so when we're dangling, there's a river? What if it's too shallow? It's not. And then he just jumps.
And you just got to trust. Yep.
Oh, I love it. That's perfect. All right, so my next one is very random. Lex Woods from AVP, played by Sanaa Lathan. In the beginning, she's like a Antarctica tour guide, and she's climbing on rock ice walls.
Yeah.
Climbing. And she dangles later. I mean, and a predator gives her respect.
That's the thing. She's like the one person. I guess Danny Glover fits into it as well, but Danny Glover was given like, we're not going to kill you. But she was one person that Predator was like, you can add something to my fight. You can be my teammate.
He gave her a marking.
Yeah. He burnt her face because he loves her.
And they're in the cold. She's cold climbs. I think it's perfect. Yeah, go. That's my third pick. Who's your fourth?
My fourth would be Deckard from Blade Runner.
Oh yeah.
Because we all like his. I think his is the most. I think if you Google dangling movie scenes, you'll probably get a picture of Deckard coming out. It's like the quintessential, like hanging from something. He's hanging off that like piece of like I-beam, I guess it is.
And this is when Rooker's there, right?
Yeah, when Rooker's there. So you know that when things get rough, we got a guy who's going to be able to like not only tell us which people are real and which people are not real, but he's going to be able to like pull through in the fight. He's I think the toughest guy in our team right now.
We could go get a burger and come back and he'd still be hanging there.
What? Yeah, exactly.
He would just be there, right?
Yep.
Because you said
he would also narrate our adventures so we'd have a better understanding of what's actually happening.
And only in the director's cut?
Exactly.
I love it. All right. This one is a little bit more straightforward, but I wanted to have one that was kind of earnest, and that's Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I mean, he traipses everywhere. He grabs onto Frodo. He's always going to be hanging on.
Yeah.
He's little, so he can climb up. And he does a lot of rock climbing with Gollum. He makes it up an entire mountainside climbing. Sleeps on ledges. Like, you and I would roll and fall off. He never rolls and falls off.
No, he somehow, his center of gravity prevents that from happening.
And I have a feeling that no matter where we're at, he's like, I've seen worse than this.
Yes. And if our dangling, say there's a big cliff where a whole team's dangling there, and we can't hang on anymore, and even Martin Riggs is like, I don't know what to do, boys. I don't know. He could just bring the big eagles.
Pull out some acorns and do something.
Yeah.
And he can make a stew.
Exactly.
I'm down for some mountain stew.
Yep.
All right, cool. Who you got next?
So my next one, is okay. So this is I want you to follow me here. But Krug is my next one.
Ooh, Krug.
Krug was played by Christopher Lloyd in Search for Spock, Star Trek 3, and he is a Klingon.
Oh no!
And he's just ruthless. So I think he's a ruthless killer that got onto the team because it was a typo. Someone misread it. And so we're looking for people that are good at like dangling and hanging on. And then someone's like, oh, he clings on. And that got him in through some bad paperwork, but got him onto our team.
I love it. We're keeping him.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a Klingon?
This is a Klingon. But he's a ruthless killer, right? Like he makes the tough decisions without thinking about it. He's the John Lithgow of our team.
But we're on a stage 5 mountain, right? He's a stage 5 Klinger.
Right.
Honor. Our henchman characters would be having a blast with that, wouldn't they?
They would never stop making those jokes.
All right, so I'm Mitch. Who are you again? Who's your henchman name?
I don't think I got a name, but I think my name would just be Eddie.
Eddie? Eddie and Mitch.
Mitch and Eddie.
Mitch and Eddie. They've been henchmen for everyone. They just keep getting work. Well, we just never try to attack the hero. All right, so my next one's Ripley from Aliens.
Nice.
Because at the end, she has like an alien queen hanging from her, and she wraps her forearm around to hang on to the ladder. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like she's an alien queen gets sucked out of this thing, and she doesn't.
I'm all day long on that.
I just saw that clip and I was like, yeah, she's got to make it. All right, who you got?
Okay, I got and this one I think is a little bit on the nose. Like it's a little bit I was worried you already would have picked him, but Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible.
Oh my gosh.
Every Mission Impossible movie, the guy's dangling from something.
It's Mission Impossible 2. Mission Impossible 1 hanging. No, Mission Impossible 1 he's on a train. Mission Impossible 2 he's on a mountain. Mission Impossible 3.
No. Mission Impossible 2 he's on a mountain just for fun.
Yeah, just dangling.
That's his day off.
Mission Impossible 3, I don't remember much dangling. Do you?
Wasn't he on the side of the building with those gloves in part 3?
That's 4.
Okay, that's 4.
And then he always parachutes, so he's used to those.
Yeah. So he just seemed to be he's going to teach our guys it's almost like a football movie where it's like, you guys all have natural skill, but here's Denzel Washington to make you into a finely tuned razor sharp machine. He's the guy who's going to teach these guys how to really dangle. And
he's the only one who dangles for fun.
Yeah.
We don't have many danglers just for fun.
You guys dangle when it's necessary. I do this because I love it.
I want to hear this conversation. All right, this one's too easy, but I just love thinking of Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. A little easy, but I just love the idea of him dangling.
Which Fantastic?
Ian Gruffeld from not Miles Teller.
Okay, because if it was Miles Teller, I was just going to be done podcasting with you.
Yeah, I quit. No, I'm not. Gruffeld hanging out. I mean, it would be invaluable.
Yes.
Too easy for our clips, but I just had to add him in there because he makes me laugh. All right, who's your last one? Do you have a last one?
I have a last one, and it's going to be a weird tie-in to something we talked about earlier.
Uh-oh.
So his name is Carr from Bulletproof Monk, played by Sean William Scott.
Yes!
And because he learned how to do Kung Fu from watching Kung Fu movies in a theater, just like we've assumed Leon learned how to fight while watching Bruce Lee movies.
Oh my gosh. So he would just learn how to climb.
Yeah. Well, he dangles from the roof of a building when that the Nazi is attacking him, and he's trying not to drop the scroll, remember?
Oh, no, I don't remember that, but I believe it.
Well, that happened. I watched that movie 2 days ago with my son, and that definitely happened.
Does it hold up?
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah. For what it is, right? Like, I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it the first time I watched it.
He's in another movie, too, where he steals stuff, Stark Raving Mad, where the picture of him on the poster is him rappelling down something.
Yep. So, again, I think we always think of him as Stifler, but he's been in some, decent movies.
Wait, Stark Raving Mad is with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Foley, and it's on Tubi.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm
watching tonight.
I'm picking him. My last one's very weird. And you know me, ever since the 2 times ago where I went for 2 easy picks, or not great picks, I know this one's way out there. And I know this is weird.
I'll go with you.
I'm picking Herb Brooks from Miracle because Kurt Russell, the coach, would not let you go.
No.
Never. You would feel safe. If
Nope.
this was a scene in Cliffhanger and she was falling, he would just grab her and she'd be like, "Oh, you got me. I'm not letting."
Yep. She would never say, "I don't want to die." She'd say, "What are we going to do later?"
Yeah. What do you guys have propane? Because our grill ran out.
Exactly.
When he says, "I got you," you go, "I get it."
Or I got you. Oh yeah, I know you got me. Like, no worries.
No, I appreciate it. I just want to see a scene where Eddie or Mitch is falling and Herb Brooks grabs him. "I got you." No, I get it. You got me. I'm not even worried about it. Can we hang out here for a while? I feel safe. I got a great view.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Air up here is great.
Oh, just you can smell it. You can just smell the air. It's healthy.
Are you happy with Jesse?
just having conversations. Yeah, because you seem like you would just leave immediately and not tell her, even though you have our beautiful ranch home. All right, now I made a stupid mistake by saying 8, but I think we could do 8. What do you think?
I think we can do 8, 100%.
All right, so I'm gonna take out a few if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna take out Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, he's done. I'm gonna take out. I mean, do we like Herb Brooks enough? He's not really. It's a good bit.
It's a good bit. I don't know if it's going to be team worthy.
Yeah, so I'm taking him out. I'll leave.
Take out Max. well, take out Max Kenton.
Max Kenton.
Because when we're hanging from these cliffs and stuff, possibly a 2-ton robot is not the best thing we want on our team.
Yeah, I'm not holding that. Mitch and Eddie aren't doing that.
No, we can't. Like, he's going to give away. The cliffs are just going to break. So as fun as it would be to have a boxing robot with us, he's not going to make the cut.
Now, can we please have Charlie McKenzie?
Yeah, no, McKenzie is a golden standard in.
I mean, that's a good bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're keeping Charlie McKenzie from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Absolutely. I would like to keep Strong Hand in.
Hanson?
It's my strong hand.
Hanson stays in, and no one wants to grab it.
No, it's disgusting. But I think at the end that's going to be the knockout punch of the movie. Like, he's going to be the hero of the day.
I mean, he holds the 7 people are holding on to each other, then he's the 8th that pulls them all up with his strong hand.
Know what Charlie McKenzie's going to say the whole time?
What? Look
at the size of that boy's hand. Like, he's going to make those kind of things. That's going to happen.
All right, so we got 2. Let's see. Now,
I think we should take Martin Riggs off the team.
Okay, Martin Riggs, because he's a jumper.
He's a jumper, and at our core we want to be danglers.
Yeah, we need dangling. Now, let's do Carr, because we just need some Sean William Scott.
Yep, I think he's going to be the unsung hero of the day.
I mean, we just need him to get more work. Now, speaking of hanger-oners, do you want to do Lex from AVP?
Yeah, 100%. She is.
We don't 100%. We don't have a leader right now.
No, and so can I say this out loud?
Yeah.
I think just as a plot device, Krug, or Klingon, would just assume he's the leader.
All right, so Krug is in. I'm the leader. Wait, what? Why?
The guy who's not even supposed to be there is the guy who just assumes the leadership.
I love it. Krug is a Klingon. It's a good bit. And Mitch and Eddie, of course, are part of this.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's their movie. They put together this crack team.
Oh man! All right, so we have Charlie we have Charlie. He's gone. So we have Deckard, and we have Ethan Hunt. All right, so right now we have 5 people.
Okay.
We have Charlie McKenzie, Hanson, Stronghand, Carr, Lex, and Krug. And left we have Samwise, Phil, Hot Tub Time Machine, Ripley from Aliens, Deckard from Blade Runner, and Ethan Hunt.
Okay, so we have 5 there already?
Yeah, so we need to take 3 out of the 5 we have left.
So I want to say I think Deckard and Ripley should both be on the team, just because they're like the Ridley Scott people.
I like it. Keep that. I mean, I think that makes us strong right now, right?
100%. Like we're almost undefeatable. Like we're undefeatable. This next person is just for extra.
All right, so we have left Ethan Hunt, Phil from Hot Tub Time Machine, or Samwise Gamgee.
I'm gonna say we do Samwise Gamgee strictly because of Icebreaker.
Yes, there it is. He needs to get a kitchen fight where he's just terrified. All right,
exactly.
We have Charlie McKenzie. So we have Michael Myers. We have Chris Elliott, Sean William Scott, Sanaa Lathan, Christopher Lloyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harrison Ford, and Sean Astin.
Yes.
I think it's a perfect crew.
You know what? I'm happy we did it without Tom Cruise.
Yeah, me too, man. Mr. Fantastic felt too easy. I wish I would have gone somewhere else. But I think this is a very unique crew we have. We have a Klingon.
No, I think it's who's just assumed leadership.
And we have some deep pulls. The So I Married an Axe Murderer, and then we have Lex from AVP. Those are deep pulls.
100%.
And Deckard just hanging out. So how does this movie end?
Well, I think it ends with a cliffhanger.
Oh, for the sequel?
Yeah.
So wait, they're all wait, how about this? So Samwise can't call the Eagles because he's in the middle.
Right.
And he needs to get his acorn, but he can't. Or no, a seashell, which calls the Eagles, but he can't since he's in the middle. How about that?
Yep, I love it.
And then
I love it.
And then you just wait, you see a shadow, so all eight of them are hanging like monkeys in a barrel, hanging from a cliff, and you see a shadow of someone walking over. Like you don't know who it is.
That's right.
And then the movie starts back up because it's a massive success and it's Mitch and Eddie. Hey, guys.
Exactly.
What are you doing down there?
The last shot of the movie is a hand grabbing the top hand.
Oh.
And then credits.
And then when the sequel comes back, who is it?
You know who it is? It's one of the people that didn't make the cut, and he's angry he didn't make the cut.
Oh, man. So they're the villain?
Yeah, the villain of the next movie is Ethan Hunt.
Oh, my gosh. This is like some Fast and the Furious stuff.
Yeah, because in 2 movies from now, there's going to be an Ethan Hunt Krug buddy movie.
This is Christopher Lloyd?
Yep.
I love this movie, man. Just grab a strong hand. How would people react to him?
I think that the team ultimately is like disgusted with him and they don't want him on the team. But by the end, he's like almost their mascot.
Like, you know when...
Like, so do it for Hanson.
You and I are on a team, right? And we just have a guy that's the bruiser, right? And just... If he was on someone else's team, we would hate him. But we still don't like him, but we don't like him as much. Like, we dislike him less because he's on our team.
Right.
But if he was on the opposing team, he'd be the worst. Because he always sticks his hand in food. See what he did, those mashed potatoes? All right. But this was fun, man.
You can't have me that nonsense.
What are we doing next?
I don't know if we landed on anything. I think we were gonna do
the hockey
Young
movie.
Blood.
Yeah, all right. So Youngblood.
Yeah, instead of doing the Goon, because we love the Goon too much.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do Youngblood.
I don't know. Could we fit a pot of Goon?
I could do a pot of Goon right now.
That sounds like food.
Pot of Goon. Pot of Goon.
Yeah, I could too. That guy's like my spirit animal. Oh, so now for our Goon pod, I just want to have you think about this. What movies have you connected to? All right, so just keep that in the back of your head for someone. So movies that you just watch and you forget, but then there's movies that you connect to. So we'll have that discussion. Right. What do you think?
Yeah, so like your forever movies is what you're talking about?
Yeah. There we go.
I like that.
All right, cool. And then so we're gonna talk Youngblood, the hockey movie, right?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Which again takes place in Oshawa, which is the same team that he played Sean Young Scott played for in the Goon.
Oh my gosh, Doug Glatt, and so Youngblood,
Doug Glatt,
Keanu Reeves, watch it, and we'll knock that out. But
so it's Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, and Rob Lowe.
Oh my gosh, that's like the '80s dream team.
It is.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. All right, so we'll talk about that. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Adam Hodgins, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.